How to purl stitch in knitting. Hi guys, I'm Kristen and welcome to Studio Knit. Okay, now that you have your knitting rows, it is time to flip it and we are going to purl. You've probably heard this term, purl, and it's actually spelled P-U-R-L. We can get way more into the etymology and the history of purling, but let's not do that in this video. Let's just jump right into the technique of how knitting and purling are similar yet different. Here we go. I encourage you to think of the purl stitch as an inverted knit stitch. So in your knitting, for each stitch, there is a knit and a purl side. You can think of it like the head and tail of a coin. Each stitch, the coin, it has a knit side, like the head, and a purl side, like the tail. Knit stitch patterns. With your current knitting swatch, as you've been knitting every single row, you have actually been creating what is called the Garter knit stitch pattern. Today, you will be purling one entire row, and then you'll be knitting the next, and that creates the stockinette knit stitch pattern. Oh, you are getting fancy now. Go ahead and just watch me do the purl stitch one time, and then we'll do it together afterward. So purl stitch step 1, hold the knitting needle with the stitches on it in your left hand, and then hold the knitting needle without any stitches on it in your right hand. With your yarn in the front of your work, insert the right needle from back to front of the first stitch, or you might want to think of it as straight into it. Your right knitting needle is now resting over your left needle. Purl stitch step 2. Starting with your yarn in the front, wrap your yarn around the right side of that right needle in a counterclockwise direction, finishing with your yarn in the front of your needles again. Purl stitch step 3. Slide the right needle down and bring its point from front to back of the stitch, bringing the yarn with it. And purl stitch step 4, slip the old stitch off the left needle, and now the new stitch is on your right needle. And if you're excited that today you're purling, go ahead, like up this video. It really helps me out. So let's do it together. Purl stitch step 1. Hold your knitting needle that has stitches on it in your left hand, and the knitting needle that does not have any stitches on it will be in your right hand. With your yarn in the front of the work, hold it right in the front. Insert your right needle from the back to the front of this first stitch. You can also think of it as going straight into it. Your right knitting needle is now resting on top of your left needle. Step 2, starting with your yarn in the front, wrap your yarn around the right side of your right needle here in a counterclockwise direction, finishing with the yarn in the front of your needles again. Step 3, slide the right needle down, bringing the point from the front to the back of the stitch, and bring the yarn along with it. Step 4, slip the old stitch off the left needle, and now your new stitch is on your right needle. Let's do it again together. Purl stitch step 1, holding your yarn in the front, insert your right needle into that stitch. Your right needle is now resting on top of your left. Step 2, have your yarn in the front and we're wrapping it around the right side of your right needle in a counterclockwise direction, finishing with your yarn in the front of your needles again. Step 3, Slide the right needle down, bring the point from front to back of the stitch, bringing the yarn with it. And step 4, slip that old stitch off the left needle. And now we have 2 purl stitches on our right needle. Let's do it one more time together. Are you ready? Step 1, make sure that the yarn is in the front of your needles. That is very important in purling. And we're going to take the right needle straight into the stitch. Step 2, wrap the yarn around counterclockwise, finishing with it in the front. Step 3, slide that right needle down and bring the yarn along with it. And step 4, slip that old stitch off the needle, and now we have 3 purl stitches. So I encourage you to do the purl stitch all the way down this row, and your next row will be all the knit stitch. And then go back to the purl stitch. And you will have a new knit stitch pattern in your repertoire, the stockinette stitch. Action item of the day, knit the purl stitch on every other row, creating that stockinette knit stitch pattern. Tomorrow, day 12, we're going to take a look at knit stitch patterns that you can create with combinations of the knit and purl stitch techniques. You can take out that knitting series planner and check off day 11. Okay, congratulations! You are not only a knitter, now you're a purler. And let me tell you, knitting and purling put together makes some really cool knitting patterns, and that's what we're going to tackle in the next video. We're already at patterns, you guys. This is very cool. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!